So it's going to be a big night tonight. We've got about 220 people from the London admin and developer user groups heading towards Salesforce Tower because Mike Rosenbaum, I'll check his name when I get there. Basically, he is in charge of the Lightning experience at Salesforce. So any questions on the Lightning experience, he is your guy. So we basically asked the community to submit their questions and we're going to be asking them tonight. So hopefully you have the answers. So I'm just leaving the Guru estate, which is that there, heading off to the station to head up to London. So I'll see you all in a bit. Almost got run over. Okay, so I'm here at Salesforce Tower, ready to interview Mike. I've got the right Lightning t-shirt on, dressed for success, that's what my mum always said. And so, here we go.
The camera is for evidence.
Evidence that we're actually here. Hello.
Hello. Lightning name being changed.
Yeah, it's been changed to S Controls. Okay, it was a really good night. I basically recorded all of Mike's session, me asking him questions, but, oh, give me a sec. But one thing I didn't count on, and that was the battery in my camera. So I managed to record the whole evening talking to Mike, and then straight after that, my battery died. So unfortunately couldn't record any reactions after it, but it was a really cool event. Basically, I got a lot of questions actually. Okay, this has to be the worst bottle opener in the world. Take two. Thank you, Internet Creations. Okay, yeah, so the night was really cool. We got a load of questions answered. Quite a lot of people had questions around the performance of Lightning, as well as feature gaps and things like that, as well as some more development of, you know, the roadmap for the components coming up, which was quite cool. Okay, so this is the list of questions that I asked Mike. Now, the first one was basically around why they actually created Lightning in the first place. Now, I always thought it was you know, an old UI and it was seen better days and it just needed a facelift. But Mike had another alternative view.
Probably 5 years ago, starting to get a little older, a little outdated, a little clunky. But to be perfectly honest, what the real issue was not so much the user experience, but our ability as the Salesforce R&D organization to innovate on top of that UI, right? That framework, so to speak, needed to be updated. We just weren't able to push out user experience level, UI level changes as fast as we would like because of the way the application was architected. And this became most apparent in our efforts to ship a great mobile application, which was sort of slow. And we were like very frustrated with ourselves with how long it was taking us to build a great mobile application. And so we realized that we really needed to sort of listen to ourselves and ship an API first, UI later. And we called it Lightning. And the first place that it was instantiated was Salesforce 1. And just to give you a sense, I know this is frustrating for people. It's just so much more efficient for Salesforce to build new innovation in Lightning that's really the reason why UI level things are being developed that way, right? Like the component-based development process for us really improves the efficiency, and you're going to see a significant, like I don't know if you realize this, but a whole bunch of R&D teams at Salesforce, a whole bunch of development teams at Salesforce right now are focused on what we call feature gaps, right? They're basically rebuilding features that exist in Classic into Lightning. And that will start to trail off and has started already to trail off as we get closer to feature parity. And when that happens, all of those development teams are going to get to be focused on enhancing the Lightning experience, and that's going to significantly increase the rate of innovation around which we're able to push new things into Salesforce.
Okay, so there's a lot of questions around the performance of Lightning and basically what Salesforce is doing to get it faster. And this is what he had to say about that.
We're very, very focused on the performance of Lightning and making sure that it's faster than Classic, which right now it isn't, especially for large organizations with lots of metadata and very complex sort of scenarios. As we like to say at Salesforce, complex org shapes. We're very focused right now on improving the performance in those situations. And so that's that's a gate, right? So the faster I can make it faster, the faster the majority of Salesforce customers can start to move over. And the majority of Salesforce users are actually in these large, complex organizations, these big implementations. And so that's a little bit of a question mark. But a couple of years, I think we'll be well on our way. We also think that it's an opportunity for people to rethink their organizations and the configurations that are in there. Many times these orgs are older, there's lots of extra fields, there's business processes that haven't been checked out in a while. And so once maybe every 15 years, people should go into Salesforce and take a look at everything and say, okay, maybe it's time we could use this as an excuse to sort of clean this up and get more aligned with how our business users really want to use the system. I basically, me and the engineering leadership decided at the beginning of this release to focus the entire release on performance of Lightning, right? So the feature stuff took a back seat to focusing on finding the 150 little reasons why Lightning was occasionally or sometimes much slower than Classic. And that has been very successful. We've seen really significant improvements in the test environments that we look at before a release goes into production. That release that I'm talking about, what we internally call it feature freeze, right? We just hit our feature freeze date, and so in a couple months that'll start to hit R0 and the sandbox orders, and you'll see that. I am very confident that you'll see a very dramatic improvement in performance, and then we have another whole set of initiatives that we've identified which will improve it in the following release.
So I actually worked for a different CRM company before I started working in the Salesforce world, and that was a process-driven CRM. And Mike said an interesting thing about the kind of mind shift that people are kind of going into using Lightning, and how really using Path, like our EKA sales path, can be used to kind of visualize records in a different way. So this is what he had to say about it.
One of the things that you can do with Lightning is that you can start to break up these massive lists of fields, which a lot of big Salesforce customers find themselves with. I see a couple smirks out there, right? Pages, detailed pages that have got 150 to 500 fields on them. Even if they were fast, they're still not they're not very usable for people, and you're still forcing people to sort of press Control F and find the field that they're looking for. One of the things you can do with Lightning in the app builder and components is you can start to break up the page, and you can start to put things in different places and segment the fields and make it easier for end users to interact with the application. I'm blanking because I'm sitting up here in front of a crowd, but what's the feature with, what's it called? Path. Sales Path. Or we used to call it Sales Path, now we call it Path. But basically what you should be doing with that is you should be trying to identify if there's a stage for a record in Salesforce, what are the key fields for that stage, and moving those things up into those sections so that people have an easier time using the application. And effectively the perceived performance of getting something done will be improved.
Okay, I admit this question was a little bit of a leading question because I did hear rumors that they were thinking of doing something like this, but I'm absolutely overjoyed. I did a user group in Sydney, and I was saying that this feature was basically one of the game changers for me for using Lightning. It really is going to be awesome, hopefully, when it gets released in the next release. So here's all about this new feature.
So will you be able to kind of for example, declaratively
decide when components appear based on the record or things like that.
Yeah, it's exactly my favorite feature, right? You can do that in the next release, right? You can basically set a condition, field equals X, show component or hide component. And, we're really excited about it, something people have been asking us for a long time. You can imagine, lots and lots of interesting things that you can do with that, right? So if an opportunity is greater than a certain value, then you can have a section that kicks off a process, or if an opportunity is below a value, or if a lead is above a value or below a value. There's all kinds of things that you can be doing declaratively to create really rich experiences that effectively, in some ways, if you think about it, make it so that the application just allows end users to use it as opposed to training them which fields to fill out when. You know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of tools in there that I think we're just getting out there. They're going to make all of you sort of more powerful, we hope, in terms of delivering applications that make, just get more value out of Salesforce for your companies.
Okay, so one of those things that I find is a little bit grating when you use the Lightning UI is the fact that you've got this kind of mash of classic UI and Lightning UI, it's like Windows 10. And so there was a question on there asking about when Lightning is going to actually be all Lightning, and we're not going to have this kind of weird mix of classic and Lightning UI.
Like, for example, in setup?
Yeah.
Well, so there's a couple places where we haven't yet completely finished the work, I guess. One is reports, right? So when you create a new report, it kicks you back over to the old report builder. Building a brand new report builder, and it's really nice. It's much, much better and more usable. One of the things that's frustrated me forever is that report building ends up being something that gets centralized. And I really hope that this report builder makes it easy enough that more end users, a greater percentage of end users, can create reports for themselves. But that's coming in the next release. So Lightning Setup is not the thing that I am most proud of in terms of how we rolled this out. Thank you for the laughter. I'm glad that I messed up setup and got Lightning right, at least I think. If I got it the other way around, it would have been a disaster, real disaster. Object Manager, which some people kind of hate, some people really hate. We really wanted you to love it, right? It was something that we were incredibly excited about, and then when we got it out there and people started really using it and giving us real feedback, we realized that it just wasn't working. It wasn't doing what we wanted it to do, which is, make development on the product more effective and efficient. So we're in the process of assessing, redoing a lot of the assumptions that were behind the transition in Lightning and setup. A really simple thing for any of you who are, aspiring product designers. It's like a really simple lesson. We had 1,000 nodes in the setup tree in Classic. We have, right? Probably over 1,000, right? If you expand them all. And when you hear that, you think, wow, it's terrible. 1,000 nodes. How can anybody keep track of 1,000 nodes? A great thing would be to collapse all the nodes. And that was what we were trying to do with Object Manager. But in reality, what happened was by collapsing the nodes, we added more clicks for you to get to the places that you wanted to get to. And so it turns out a lot of nodes might be fine, right? It might be perfectly good. It might be better.
And then finally, he had a word about when they're sunsetting Classic UI and getting rid of it. So this is what he said.
We're not shutting off Classic, and there's no date, there's no secret date where we're going to shut it off. We might shut it off internally for all the Salesforce employee in the room. Yeah, we might shut it off internally. It's a really good idea. And so all of us will be using Lightning 100% of the time, but for our customers, there's no date.
There was a load more stuff that we were talking for about an hour and a half, but there was another kind of big thing that he mentioned was that he was going to release the roadmap for Lightning components, so we know what's coming out. So we don't have to write a Lightning component, only to realize that Salesforce is writing it themselves and about to release it. So that will be really cool as well. So what Mike also said, that if you do have any feature requests on Lightning at all, then give him a tweet. His Twitter is, and I've written it down, Mike945778. And if you want to know why there's a crazy number, watch this.
I'll go to Mike, that's easy to remember, now the hard part, 945778. 945778. That was the number that I got when I went to the U.S. Naval Academy for undergrad college, and so that was my number that they gave me when I was at the Naval Academy. I graduated in 1994, so that's the 945778. And then I wrote it on every single article of clothing I got issued when I was there. And I wrote it on my turn tag, so there you go. Now you know something about me. Thank you.
That's it. End of the video. So this is my first video of this kind of style that I've done. So if you are interested, please let me know, and I may do some more in the future, but please make sure you follow me on Twitter. Also check out my YouTube channel and my 5-minute features on there, and subscribe so you can get the very latest video. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So long.